Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a fun little reading vlog of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is going to be full spoilers, so if you've not read the book, please do not watch this video. Come back after you've read it. And yeah, the movie comes out very soon. As I'm filming this, hopefully I get this up before the movie's out, but yeah, let's get into it. We are going to get straight into reading this today. I am reading the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because the movie comes out very soon. I'm actually starting this on October 28th. I believe it's 2 weeks until the movie comes out, so it gives me plenty of time to read this and just get back into the world of the Hunger Games. As I'm sure many of us who are watching this video, the Hunger Games was like one of the most important parts of my childhood. I remember it was either the Hunger Games or Catching Fire. I remember vividly getting that book as a kid at Walmart and then sitting down in our lazy boy sofa recliner and reading the entire book in one sitting. It is the series that got me into reading as a kid. That 39 Clues, Maze Runner. The Hunger Games was that book that got me into like dystopian worlds and everything. So I am excited to jump back into this world and just see what I think of it now that I'm a lot older. I haven't read the Hunger Games books since I was really young and I read them that first time. I do think that would be really fun to reread that series now that I'm an adult. We are reading the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is President Snow's backstory. Not gonna lie, when this book first came out, I wasn't interested in reading it. I never thought I was going to read it, and then I saw the trailer for the movie and President Snow was hot. He is so hot, and they didn't need to do that. So I'm very nervous reading this because I'm going into this picturing, I believe his name is Tom Blythe. No idea what the actor's name is, but I'm picturing hot President Snow. And I'm very scared because I'm gonna read this hoping for a happy ending. And we all know how President Snow ended up, so I don't think it's gonna be a happy ending. I believe this book kind of talks about how the Hunger Games were even made. This is the book where the first Hunger Games takes place. I've never obviously read this book before. I feel like I'm saying the exact same 3 thoughts in this intro. I promise we'll get into this video. I've seen a lot of TikToks talking about this and just a lot of discussion about the Hunger Games. I think it's one of the smartest series. Lucy Gray and Katniss Everdeen are basically 2 sides of the same coin. Lucy Gray is a performer that was put into a game where she had to hunt. Katniss is a hunter that was put into a performance. That is just so mind-blowing to me, and I don't know what the significance of the Mockingjay and all of that is to Lucy in this book, but obviously we know the significance in the Hunger Games series of Katniss being the Mockingjay, so I'm very excited to learn that whole backstory with this. So yeah, I'm going to get into this. Sorry, I just rambled probably about a whole lot of nothing for way too long. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm slightly confused, and I also am sorry that this is an awkward angle, but I cannot get up because Stella is currently sleeping. I'm on literally like page 8, but I thought that this is the first Hunger Games. I'm gonna be the first to say it. I don't know how to say Snow's first name. Is it Cornelius? He's talking as if he's been through a reaping before and all of these things, but I thought this was the first Hunger Games that they're going through, so I don't know if we're gonna go into like a flashback or anything like that. We just got to the part where Tigress made him his shirt for the reaping ceremony because he is a mentor and he needs to be a mentor to get a scholarship because guess what? He's butt fuck poor. Kind of confused because I thought that this book is supposed to be the first Hunger Games, but it might be different from the movie. I'm not really sure. Pause. Hold the fuck up. Hold Hold. Are you holding? President Snow, his family, the reason they're poor now is because they invested in District 13 before it got bombed. This book is just very interesting because President Snow right now is everything that he like vowed to destroy in the Hunger Games. Guys, can you see me? Be honest. Hi everybody. It has been a few days since I last talked to you. I am currently on page 55. I'm not going to lie, I haven't read a lot. Literally the last clip that you saw. After that clip, I took like a 2-hour nap and then I went to a Halloween party. And then the next day I was just hungover. I had to watch the Grand Prix and then do chores. So I didn't get to read at all. Yesterday I read a little bit on my work break. I don't know what me reading about President Snow's got to do with the weather, but it literally looks like Christmas outside because we in fact had our first snowfall of the season. I have officially made it to the part where we've met Lucy, we've met the tributes. They're all in the zoo. I think it's very strange that they're literally showing the contestants of the Hunger Games off like animals in a zoo. I think that's really crazy. I read this scene at work. I believe it's like 45 or 40. Snow, because I still don't know how to say his first name. He goes to meet Lucy at the train with a rose to basically make a good first impression. He's trying to gain her trust for very selfish reasons. Anytime he does anything good for her, it is for his own gain, because if she succeeds in the Hunger Games, he succeeds with the academy, and he's doing this all to get a scholarship, I believe. So it is page 49. Basically, he goes in the train and he's in there with all the other victors because in his mind, he thought he was just going with her to wherever they were keeping, not the victors, the contestants. They end up basically sliding down and getting dropped into, it's the monkey observatory. I don't know what the term would be. Oh my God, I'm mentally ill. Okay, so he is realizing like, oh my God, he fucked up because everyone, like Capitol residents, are seeing him in there with all these contestants. And Lucy comes up behind him and says, own it. And he says, without turning, he knew it was the girl, his girl, and he felt immense relief that he was not entirely alone. And I literally had to send a Snapchat to my friend and be like, why am I simping over Snow? He's a terrible person. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna read tonight because I do want to work on a video, but I hopefully will get back into reading a little bit today and be back with some more updates. I am very much enjoying it. It's just really hard for me to separate how hot the person who plays young Snow is from how terrible of a person he is. I'm being honest. I'm just being real. Hello. I don't know when the last time I talked to you was, if I'm just being honest. It is right now Saturday. I have not filmed or really read anything this week because I've been sick. You can hear it in my voice. I'm right now eating ramen and trying to like, I'm on my second cup of tea. I've been chugging water, like my throat is so gone. I actually went to my old boss's birthday party last night and it was at this like arcade bar. I think because they did karaoke, I was screaming, like cheering for them. Because I was sick on top of that, I lost my voice. So I'm so sorry. I sound literally like I just sucked a cactus's dick. I have not really read anything, but today I'm currently dog sitting for Sarah and Gus because they're in Vegas for the Hosher show. That was last night. And because of that and me being sick, I'm going to do nothing but lay in my bed on my couch, drinking all the liquids I need and reading this book. I ended off on the scene where they just gave food to all of the contestants of the Hunger Games. I don't know why I like can't think of the word. Snow just got basically a warning that if he like goes against the academy or whatever another time that he is going to be expelled. Also, I didn't talk about this, but Olivia Rodrigo released her song for this movie. I am so beyond excited to watch this movie. I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna feel like I'm a little kid again, and I'm so just, I love this series so much. I honestly really badly, after reading this, want to try and thrift the OG books and try and reread the series. But yeah, she released her song for this movie and it's so good, and a lot of people are saying after you read this book that it's even more impactful when you know. Also, I think it's Lucy Baird is her name, not Lucy Bird. I don't know why I thought it was Lucy Bird, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get into reading and lay down. I have the Olivia Rodrigo song stuck in my head so much. So I just got done with the scene with Snow. My voice is so crazy. I've drank so much tea. Girls, can you stop fighting? They love each other. They're just fighting over a bone. Snow and it's Dean. I am so bad with the character names right now just because I started this book and then pretty much took a week off of it, and now I'm just back, like getting back into it, so don't ask me anyone's names. It's Snow and Sejanus. It's very interesting because some of the characters' names are like, wow, very dystopian, very interesting. And then like Lucy. That guy was trying to basically trade his, why do I keep forgetting the word? Tributes. One of them started asking if Snow would take his tribute because he was classmates with the person that he is supposed to be mentoring, and it's just very strange because the guy that he is the tribute wants nothing to do with his mentor. Snow basically was like, okay, I could very easily win with that guy, but it's not going to take anything. It's like, it's not going to give me any glory, but if I win with Lucy, it is like gonna be historical. It is very interesting because anything that Snow does that is like any redeemable traits is brought on by selfish reasons and purposes. So that is very interesting. Even though we know what Snow is and who he is, he's a terrible person, so it makes sense. But I'm on page 78 right now, and I'm pretty sure I saw a TikTok of a girl who's like this far into the book and said that the Hunger Games themselves were already done. I don't know what else is in this book and like what we all get into, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading. See, he keeps doing stuff like that, and then I'm thinking he's a good guy, but this is President Snow. He's a piece of shit. Oh my god. I don't know if I've talked about this, but so this book isn't about the first Hunger Games. It's the first Hunger Games where there are mentors. And I believe it's also the first Hunger Games where like districts can gift things and stuff like that. I'm on page 94 right now. I have quite a few updates. I'm still sick and my voice is kind of recovering. I still don't really have a voice. I just read the part where they were walking through the arena doing the tour, and they basically triggered all the bombs in the arena. I'm on page 146. I have a feeling that the bombs were planted there by the Capitol. Obviously, we know in this series not to trust the Capitol, and they're trying to say that they think the districts did it, but I don't think that's true. Also, Snow is right now in the hospital because he got a concussion and he had a beam fall on him. Lucy is also in the hospital, and the doctor literally says they have a really good veterinarian there to care for the contestants. Like, there are so many little things in this book where they talk about the district tributes and how they're closer to animals than they are to people. But yeah, I did like, it's 145 or something, where they are talking about how one of the mentors was saying how the District 12 boy like jumped over her and saved her from the bombs, and the grandma was like, well, that's just the type of story that catches fire. And I was like, I see what you did there. I am enjoying it. I will say it is going a little bit slower than I expected. Kind of want to be done with the games because I want to get to the part after that. I think that's going to be more interesting for me. They're up to 6 dead tributes. The games haven't even started yet. Oh, I also didn't talk about Snow was the one who came up with the idea that basically people can donate food to the tributes, but because he's so poor, he basically submitted the idea as an assignment. He came up with it, but he said that the mentors couldn't be the ones to give the food, nor like anyone who is like family or relatives, anything like that of the mentors also can't be the ones to donate food to the tributes, which I find very interesting that he's the one who came up with that idea. He was in a group project when he like submitted this paper. It was the night that another mentor died that he came up with this paper, because it was like due the next day and everyone else like kind of took the night off mourning, but he basically is just more so worried about getting expelled from school that he did the assignment just in case. And Dr. Gall, I believe is her name, is the head game maker. The scene in the movie preview with the tank of snakes, I got to that scene in the book. It is basically Dr. Gall puts the paper into the tank, and Snow and this other girl, I don't remember her name, she's pointless, they reach their hand in the tank, and because Snow had already been touching the paper, the snakes don't react when Snow has his hand in there. When the girl goes and puts her hand in the tank to get like the other paper, they bite her and basically just inject her with a ton of venom, and the professor doesn't care if she lives or dies. So I'm very interested how that scene is gonna go in the movie. I'm also very interested how the scene where, I'm still confused if it's, I think it was a tribute killed a mentor by slitting their throat, if I'm remembering some of the names correctly, but I'm interested to see how they're gonna do that in the movie, because I feel like that's kind of a lot to slit a throat. Do they slit throats in the Hunger Games movie? I haven't watched the Hunger Games movies in like a year, so anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So this Dr. Gall bitch, what we were just talking about, I literally just went to lay down. I'm so sorry, Stella. I just woke her up. I literally just went to go lay down and read. Oh my god. So this girl that I was just talking about that she got bit by snakes, she basically is like Cornelius, I don't fucking know what his name is. She basically goes up to him in the hospital and is like, please, you have to help me. You have to get me out of here. And this Dr. Gall is like, obviously a doctor, a scientist, it's the head game master or whatever, but they are very interested in, they have a ton of jabberjays in their little laboratory. They have a ton of like humans mixed with like animals, like morphed into animals, whatever. I think it's Clementine. She is trying to get Snow to help her, and she's like, they're trying to kill me. She's trying to kill me. And basically Snow is like, you're sick. It's just the poison from the snake bites. Like, let's get you back to your room. You're gonna be fine. And then she rips her gown open, and she has a patch of skin that extends over her chest and down one shoulder, mottled with bright blue, pink, and yellow scales. It had the reptilian quality of the snakes in that tank. When he gasped, she shrieked, and it's spreading. It's spreading. Oh my god. They're not letting her parents see her, even though Snow literally told her, like, your parents are here. Of course they've seen you. But she's like, no one has seen me. Like, they won't let anyone see me. What the fuck? Oh my god. Do you think we should make sugar cookies? We are at another little point that I kind of want to talk about. Snow just got Lucy a guitar because she has to basically sing in her like interview to gain public favor. And he got the guitar from this dude who had a club back before the war happened. And he was talking to Cornelius. He was saying how Cornelius's dad used to come there with Casca Highbottom, which is Dean Highbottom, which is the person who created the Hunger Games. He's the one who came up with the Hunger Games idea, except Dean Highbottom is the person who keeps getting Snow in trouble and keeps basically being like, you're gonna get expelled if you do this another time. I'm kind of curious, did he steal the Hunger Games idea from Snow's dad, or what happened there that they hate each other? Very intrigued. Hello. It is more days later. I think I've been reading this book for like a week 2 weeks. I don't even know. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get through this book. It is a very good book, but I'm only halfway through it. And I think November has been interesting because I've been in a little bit of like a reading slump, kind of. I've just been very busy with like life and, you know, human relationships, things like that, that I've been more focused on my in real life, not my book reading hobby, online life, anything like that. So today I'm actually going home this afternoon to get my Christmas tree and spend the night there with and just hang out with my parents. So I this morning want to read a little bit. I also didn't say, but I'm right now at the part where Snow had to go into the arena to just save Sejanus. I don't know if I'm saying any of these characters' names, honestly. I feel like for fantasy books, I'm never that nervous, but for the Hunger Games series, for some reason, all the names are super confusing. And they just got out and they just got put in the ambulance, so. Hi everybody, I am here with my final opinions on the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I honestly never thought I was going to get through this book, not because the book is bad, but because I was hitting some sort of like life slump, reading slump, etc. But I binged it, the like second half of it yesterday. I have to say, for this to be a villain origin story, it is very interesting because reading this, I still don't really feel like Snow is a villain. I was kind of skimming the part, heavy spoilers in this direct section, when he and Lucy try to escape. Obviously, Sejanus is now dead because Snow basically, every action Snow does is because he is worried about how it's going to reflect on him, and he's worked so hard to basically reclimb the ranks because his family's poor and he's trying to basically get back to being what capital people should be. Sejanus was about to basically just admit that he was a rebel. I forget if it was the Mockingjay, the Jabberjay, or whichever one it was, but Snow records Sejanus's confession on, I think it was the Jabberjay, and sends it to Dr. Gall, so that gets Sejanus killed. Now, Sejanus is probably my favorite character in this book. I loved him so much because he's just such a good, genuine character. He never feels quite at home because he is from District 2. He gets moved to the capital. He never feels at home in the capital, but even when he becomes a peacekeeper and is in District 12, he doesn't feel like he's part of the districts anymore because all they see him as is a capital person. Anyways, in the scene where Lucy and him are trying to escape, and Lucy, from my understanding, she kind of puts 2 and 2 together because Snow says he's killed 3 people, but she only knows about 2 of them. And Snow basically tries to say like, oh, I killed my old self. And I think she puts 2 and 2 together that he is the reason that Sejanus was killed. She basically runs away and she starts singing the are you coming to the tree song, and all the Mockingjays start repeating it. I'm very excited to see that scene in the movie because it's in the trailer where he's shooting at the sky screaming Lucy Gray, and then all of a sudden all the birds start screaming it back at him. So yeah, I don't know, it was a very good book. Believe I rated this a 3.75. It is very interesting for this to be a villain origin story. He is an insane villain because almost all of his actions, in a weird way, I understand. He was dealt cards, he was just trying to survive. He's still an awful person, do not get me wrong. He's an incredibly selfish person, but he was just kind of like brainwashed. All capital kids are kind of brainwashed and they're taught to hate the district people and everything. Camera battery is dying. Very good book. I would recommend it. I'm very excited to see the movie. But yeah, let me know if you've read the book, what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.